Shockingly, the Palestinian Authority instructed the religious ministry to preach to Muslims less than 2 weeks ago the prophecy of fighting and killing the Jews. We heard a lot from Hamas, right? We heard a lot that Hamas is an Islamist organization and that they came out and were created with the idea of creating a genocide, of fighting the last Jews and exterminating them. It looks like the West Bank is no better. Warning, the Palestinian Authority, West Bank, published a statement which was preached to worshippers during the Friday prayer on October 20th, in which they called for the extermination of Jews as prophesied by Muhammad. The highlighted text says, he, Muhammad, said, "The hour will not be established until the Muslims fight the Jews. So the Jews will hide behind stones and trees. And the stone or the tree will say, O Muslim, servant of Allah, there is a Jew behind me, come and kill him." Yes, this was seriously published by the Palestinian Authority that is managing the West Bank to be preached to the Muslims during the Friday prayer. I have a rough translation of this, which says, "In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful, blah, 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 State of Palestine, Ministry of Awqaf and Religious Affairs, date 18th of October, Friday sermon, October 20th. Friday sermon, October 20th. The incident of the Baptist hospital, the crime of the era. Palestine, the land of Al-Isra and Al-Miraj, which is the night travel of Muhammad, remains steadfast and committed to its principles despite the challenges it faces. It believes in the promise of its Lord for victory and empowerment, unaffected by those who betray it." You would think that this is Hamas, but it's not. "The crime committed at the Baptist hospital against women, children, elderly patients, and medical staff, resulting in over 1,000 martyrs, is one of the largest crimes witnessed in the modern era." Pause. They're talking about the Al-Ahli Arab Hospital, or the Baptist hospital explosion on October 17th, which was immediately, as soon as it happened, blamed on an Israeli airstrike. It then turned out that it wasn't an Israeli airstrike, but that the explosion actually happened in a parking lot, not even the hospital, immediately after explosions of a projectile, of a missile that came from inside Gaza. And the number of deaths was first announced as over 500. Then it was reduced by the Al-Shifa hospital to probably around 250. The Gaza Health Ministry said 471, but they are also led by Hamas, and there is no way of trusting them. While analysts say that it might be somewhere around 50, or at most between 100 and 300, which would be extremely high for such an explosion. They took this and actually published it and spoke it to their Muslim worshippers on Friday as resulting in over 1,000 martyrs. And these guys are then accusing Israel and all the others, the rest of the world, of lying and twisting things and propaganda and all of that. They're not even lying to the world. They are lying directly to their Muslim audience, to the local Palestinian Muslim audience that is there worshiping. The genocide targeting women, children, and the elderly among our people is a crime against all of humanity. The remains of children, the cries of the wounded, and the shame on those who collaborate with the occupation are all evident. Despite our wounds and suffering, the Palestinian people will not raise the white flag until the occupation is defeated and independent Palestinian state with East Jerusalem as its capital is established. Our message to the occupiers is that this land is an integral part of our beliefs, and under no circumstances will we allow a repetition of the catastrophe of 1948. We will remain on this land until Allah Almighty grants us victory. Now is the time, more than ever, for our people to stand united against the aggression of the occupation. We urge our Palestinian people to be vigilant against the savage attacks of the settlers, especially in remote areas. We must all realize that this land and its sanctities are entrusted to us until the day of judgment. Again, looks like something Hamas would say, but it's not. It's just a moderate Palestinian Authority. Our national unity is the rock upon which all conspiracies against our Palestinian national project shatter. Preserving public and private property is a national, religious, and ethical duty, and its destruction only benefits the occupation. Sharia proofs, or Islamic proofs. And this is where we come to the big, big problem. Now here, this is actually on the document number 6, and I will show you this one more time. This says, so here the Arabic letters 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the highlighted part. And remember, this is coming directly from the Palestinian state to worshipping Muslims. It says, the Prophet, peace be upon him, said, the hour will not be established until the Muslims fight the Jews, and the Jews will hide behind stones and trees. And the stones and trees will say, O Muslim, O servant of Allah, there is a Jew behind me. Come and kill him, except for the gargot tree, for it is one of the trees of the Jews, or it is a tree of the Jews. And for those who have never heard of this, for those who just joined, for those who hear about all of this for the first time and who think this is insane, this is crazy, where does this come from? It comes directly, as they also say, from the Islamic sources, from Sahih Muslim, which Sunni Muslims, which are over 85% of Muslims, believe in, which they perceive as prophecies. And Muhammad is reported to have said, the last hour would not come unless the Muslims will fight against the Jews, and the Muslims would kill them until the Jews would hide behind a stone or a tree, and a stone or a tree would say, Muslim, servant of Allah, there is a Jew behind me, come and kill him. But the gargot tree would not say, for it is the tree of the Jews. Muslims around the world believe in this. I believed in this when I was a Muslim. I was taught this when I was a little child. Muslims around the world are taught this, and they propagate this. Just do a project on your own. Just do it by yourself. If you don't believe me, go on Twitter or on X and type Gargad, Gharqad, and search and go through the tweets, and you will see lots of Muslims. That's why they plant the Gargad trees. Oh, here is actually a picture directly from a protest. Now do you understand why the trees and rocks will have to speak? To somebody who doesn't know Islam, this will make no sense. They will think, hey, what is this about? Is this just a kid's drawing? What the hell is this? To the rest of us who do know, this is disgusting. This is extremely hateful, violent, dangerous. And people go through European nations, through Western nations, protesting supposedly a genocide perpetrated by Israel, while they carry these things with them where they insinuate that the Jews deserve to be killed, and they will be killed in the end. These are the pro-Palestine protests. Muslims are spreading this conspiracy theory that that Jews are planting gargot trees, and Jews don't even know what this is. Say, Muslim, there is a Jew behind me, come and kill him, but the tree gargot would not say, for it is a tree of the Jews. Muslims tweet about this. The gargot tree, remember its shape because salvation is near, inshallah. This is a genocidal Muslim post. This is a Muslim. Have you heard about the Mahdi? He's coming before our Messiah. And guess what happens when Isa, Jesus, comes for the second time? You are familiar with the gargot tree, and they often insinuate that when talking to Jews, like they know what the gargot tree is. Jews have no idea what this is because it is some mythical garbage from 7th century Arabia, from the sick mind of Muhammad. Here is somebody trying to make a mockery out of this with memes by depicting Jews with the nose, saying, you ain't gonna survive the gargot incident, though. This will always be your fate, living your life in fear, always thinking you are a victim. When you build your homes over the graves of an entire people, you will always be cursed for life. Enjoy the delay and plant some gargot trees. Rimsha says, if Khaybar was our last chance, why are you planting gargot trees? These are calls for genocide. Here you have a bunch of Muslims. Like this one says, just a narration. It is narrated. So the very thing that I just read, except the gargot tree. Muslims are looking at this and sharing this. This one says, you know your end will come. That's why you plant gargot trees. This one says, gargot tree hadith calms my heart. Look at this wickedness. Look at this sickness. The lethal says, gargot tree hadith calms my heart. Whenever I feel distressed seeing the pictures, when I remember the gargot tree hadith, it soothes my heart. Alhamdulillah. There is no other religious group. I'm sorry, but there is no other religious group which takes pleasure and satisfaction in thinking about eradicating the other religious group. Ibn Ahmad said, calm down, boy, your one-eyed messenger is going to be killed. That's referring to the Dajjal, to the Islamic version of the Antichrist. By the way, planted enough gargot, only one tree will hide them, gargot tree, and we'll still get to them regardless of, we'll still get to them. There's always this insinuation that we will fight them, and we will kill them. Of course they did, otherwise they wouldn't have planted thousands of gargot trees for their escape route, says another Muslim. Another Muslim citing this, another Muslim here saying, laugh while you can, the caricatures won't be enough to hide behind, and so on. Every day that I'm talking about this, I feel like I'm in that Don't Look Up movie. Where is the press? Where are the journalists? Where is the world paying attention to this? World, journalists, press, where the hell are you? This is the Palestinian Authority, the Palestinian state. Where the hell are you? The Palestinian state, Fatah, Mahmoud Abbas, not Hamas, the West Bank, the Palestinian Authority, they are publishing this. They are telling their audiences, their Muslim audiences in their mosques, that they should and they will go out and kill the Jews to the last of them. That the Jews will hide behind stones and trees, and that even the stones and trees will say, there is a Jew behind me, and come and kill him. And that this is so evil and so sinister that there is a magical tree that is part of the Jews, which is why it will not give them away. This is what the Palestinian Authority preaches to the Muslim audiences. On October 20th, they shared this on October 19th. Almost 2 weeks have passed. I haven't seen a single source. I haven't seen a single news outlet. I haven't seen a single reporter talk about this. I haven't seen a single front page of any magazine, of any newspaper, of any TV channel talk about this. I haven't seen a single one of them cover this. They did this less than 2 weeks ago. They preached it to the Muslim audiences, to kill, to massacre, to cause a genocide against Jews. And we are still told, oh no, this is just about a territorial conflict, just about human rights and oppression and freedom and all of that. Are you people completely fucking insane?